Hey folks, welcome back to AAA Farms. James here today. It is hot outside today. It's 97 degrees, but with the humidity levels, it feels like 107. So, needless to say, we're gonna jump in the Kubota. We're gonna go get some brush hogging done today. We're gonna go across the valley over here, right there, and there's I think about 4-acre field on that side. We're gonna go ahead and knock it down today. So let's get in the tractor and get over there. Get to this field over here. I always call it a valley, because I mean, I guess technically it is a valley, it's just a small one. We gotta go down here and go across this washout to come out on the other side. Close, and I'll drop it in second gear. Alright. Eventually I'm going to have to get in culvert because you can tell it's washing out pretty good there. Build all this up. Same thing right there. Washed out pretty bad. Get our PTO started. Get our RPMs where they need to be. Our PTO anyway. We brush hogged this last year, but you can already tell how grown up it is just over that little bit of time. Kind of gives you a before we get started. So that really tall stuff right there is the old burn pile. Once I get the old tractor up and running, I might come over here and knock some of that stuff down. It's all kind of rotted out and it's just a hill now. But anyway, you can kind of see what we got here. There's a little section right over there. Also, I've brush hogged this before in the older videos, so y'all might have already seen all this, but it's what it looks like before we get done, and we'll take a look to see what it looks like whenever we're got everything knocked down. But the nice thing about this field is it's pretty smooth, so we can throw it in the fourth gear and we can go. Just gotta be cautious about how close we get to, pine trees and all the trees. Going just fine. larger pine trees that you see going throughout here, it actually marks the property clear cut all this. So all this has grown up over the years as well. All that's owned by a pine company. Back through and clean all this up here in a minute. We're gonna bypass it for now. They still have cows and all this. Alright, so we got done with this little area. The camera's having issues with the heat because it's very hot out right now. But I think we got pretty much all the footage of me doing this little section here. All we got left to do is clean up around this tree right here. And then there's another little section I was going to show y'all. But let's go clean this up real quick. And we'll be done with this little small section. Little sprigs right here. In a second. Try to back up and get the rest of that. Alright, got it semi-situated. Got a better spot here. Can't really see anything, but it's part of it. Here we go. This is kind of one of the very few wooded areas on my farm, and you might be able to see down there, there's a washout. That holds water sometime, but how hot it is now, there probably ain't none in there. It ain't no creek or anything. Could be a really nice area for the cow to bed in. Just everywhere you look. As you get deeper in it, it opens up a lot. You get rid of all the small trees, because the larger oak trees been here a long time. So you'll see that in older forests. The bigger trees will basically steal all the sunlight from the smaller ones and they'll thin out, which is definitely something we want on the farm. It gets our cows in really good areas to just lay down, get in the shade. It's a lot cooler in the woods right now than it is out in that direct sunlight. Also a lot cooler in this cab than it is out here, so we'll pull forward, we'll get the little bit of stuff in front of me, and then I'll show you that other little spot I was going to make mention of. Park the tractor in here real quick in the shade. Shut our PTO off. Oh, so I got another little area down here that I've brush hogged before with the old tractor, well before I got the Kubota. I am not taking a Kubota down this. It probably would be fine, but I don't want to. Kubota costs a lot of money. So this is another one of those washouts that go down to the woods and it meets up that other side. Plan on working on the old tractor some in the morning. If I get it running, I'll probably come over here and knock some of this down. All right. So you can tell a little bit taller stuff. I've had the Kubota for about 3 years now, and this hasn't been touched since. But the old tractor could knock all this out easily. But we want to knock it all down because the property line is, you can see the pink tape right there. That's where the property line is. So we'll, excuse me, come in, knock all this out with the old tractor. It's very small. You can see the big trees that go all the way around. This is not a whole lot, but it'll give our cows a little bit more to graze once we finally get this fenced in. Planning on coming in with barbed wire. You can see another pink flag right there. But we're gonna come in with a barbed wire fence this way, and then another one up front that's gonna go across. It's probably the very next section we fence in with barbed wire. Just gotta get money and time, so both of those are rare these days. But we can come through here with the old tractor. We can at least knock all that down so that when we do get to that point, we got plenty of space for them to graze and all that good stuff. This right here turned out pretty good though. But let's go back to the other big section that's on the other side of this right here, and we'll finish that up. Alright, we're back in this section up here. It's quite a bit bigger than the other one, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but not that long since we're able to get it to park here. got done. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. All right. So this is the angle that we were looking at from the tractor when we first started. Y'all can see it looks smooth and short and cleaned up a lot. Got rid of a lot of those shrubs. That little spot that we actually got some footage of, it's between that tree and that tree. You go through there and it's to the right. And then we got all this done around the burn pile. There's a little bit I got to clean up right there, but I'm going to get that as I'm going out. To go out, there's tree, go right between them. That's the valley. But it's definitely looking good. Cleaned up really nice. So I'll keep brush hogging it like this so all the short grasses can take over. Eventually we'll probably plow, disc, and drag all this even smoother than what it is and plant a whole bunch of bahia grass. Alright folks, that's going to be it for this video. It's really hot outside, like I said earlier. It's 97 degrees out, and with the humidity here in Louisiana, it's saying it feels like 107. I'm feeling every little bit of that right now because it is hot. And while having a cab tractor definitely helps a lot. Don't misunderstand, you're surrounded by glass on all sides, and it's got door seals, so it's not insulated the best in the world. And I keep AC on full blast, and you're still sweating a little bit. Not uncomfortably, it's pretty comfortable. Not to discredit the tractor or anything, but you're literally in a hot box and you're trying to keep AC to keep you cool. So, but got all this done. It's looking really good. We were able to do it in 4th gear because this is one of the smoothest parts on the farm. Still not that smooth. My back is going to be hurting probably for the next couple of days, but it's smooth enough to where we can do it and it doesn't feel like we're going to destroy the tractor. Absolutely plan on eventually. The game plan right now, and I've been on the lookout, haven't pulled the trigger yet, but we're going to get a 4 mobile plow for this tractor and a 3 plow for the other tractor, and eventually we're going to plow all of our fields up. Just going to plow it up. We're going to get used plows because once we plow a field once, we're never going to plow it again. But we're going to plow these fields up. We're going to disc them really good, and then we're going to turn around and drag them really good to get them smooth as we possibly can. And then we're going to proceed to plant them all in bahia grass, or depending on time of year, you know, if it's a better time to plant ryegrass, we'll plant ryegrass, and then we'll come back with like a no-till seed drill for bahia grass. But we'll get this really flat, looking good. Ideally, I want to get all my pastures to a point that if I ever said, hey, I'm done with cattle, which I don't really see that ever happening. If I ever say, hey, I'm done with cattle, I just want to go straight up cutting hay, I'll be able to cut hay on any of these fields just from the get-go. So if we're going to clean them up and disc them and all that to plant grass, we might as well smooth them as possible. Get them as smooth as possible, clean them up really good, and then plant the grass and have us a possible or potential future hay field if we ever decide to go that route. Or if our cows one year, like this year, the grass is growing really good in the areas that we do have grass. If it starts outgrowing it, we can turn around and go ahead and cut and bale it and have more hay that we can sell or feed the cattle in the winter, because in Louisiana, no matter what, in the winter, our grasses here are so, I guess, in tune with extreme heat because it's hot, that whenever we start getting really cold weather, the grass just stops growing. Bahia doesn't really grow in the winter. And I say doesn't really, it doesn't grow in the winter. We can plant ryegrass here, and ryegrass does pretty good until you start getting into the colder parts of winter. It does really good in fall, late fall, early spring. Just that winter time frame, ryegrass ain't gonna grow either. And then no matter what winter grass we plant here, it's gonna die in the summer. A perfect example is ryegrass. So perennial ryegrass that will come back every year, or is it annual? It's annual ryegrass, right? Pretty sure it's annual that comes back every year, or that the plant stays alive and comes back. It will not survive here in Louisiana. It'll do really good in the fall, winter, spring, summer, dead. So everybody around here plants perennial ryegrass, and basically that grass is going to come up, it's going to shoot out seed heads, the seeds are going to fall, and that plant dies, but the seeds will then come back the next year. Is what most people do here. They'll grow it for hay, and then they'll wait until the seed heads come out, and then they'll cut hay, rake it and everything, and in that time period all the seeds fall off, and they'll get more ryegrass the following year. A lot of words. Anyway, that's gonna be it on this one. Tomorrow morning I plan on taking a look at the old tractor. There's some few things I need to fix up on it. And then I also tomorrow plan on brush hogging the field that the 2 steers are on. The grass has definitely grown past the point for them 2 guys to keep up. And as that grass gets taller, it starts to lose nutrients and it starts to get kind of tougher. It's not as tender. So I was gonna brush hog all that down. Also clean up all the weeds, but also cut all that down, knock all the Bahia seed heads down, and the sedge grass, not sedge grass, the Johnson grass. So hopefully we can get more grass going. And on top of that, that's going to cause all that Bahia grass and all the different grasses to start growing up new, and it's going to be a lot tenderer for them cows or steers, and they're going to really enjoy that. And they'll get more nutrients from it. So yeah, I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you for joining me on the farm today. Y'all have a good one.